They're all talking about how they're getting their violins, and there are some other kids that are like, oh, can I still do it? And I'm like, yeah, we haven't even started. I'm just so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. So, of course, none of the information really pertained to me. So I was really there for moral support, yeah, we can do it. This is not closing. Maybe that, no, yes, this is a Bic top with a Papermate pen. They don't belong together. Good morning. It is Monday, September 11th. I spent the morning being a substitute fourth grade teacher in one of the bilingual classrooms, and it was pretty cool to be able to spend some time with the students. So it is one of my free days, so that's why I was able to do that. I also started off the morning by singing in the morning announcements. Since the event of 9/11 happened kind of really early in the school year, it's really hard to be able to get a student group together to perform for the announcements. So if we don't have one student who is kind of an above and beyond singer, they usually ask me to do it. So no matter what state my voice is in, I graciously accept the request and sing for the announcements. So I was, of course, very willing to do that this morning. Anyways, I am now in my room. I do have lunch duty today, so I need to have a snack. I'm getting kind of hungry. But there are a lot of things in my mind on my list of things to do, and I really should write them down. Luckily, tomorrow I am still doing the same lesson. It hasn't gotten back around to the repeat of that lesson that I'm doing with all the classes to, get to where my first day of the lesson is day 5. So tomorrow on day 5, I still have the first round of that lesson, and then there's a day 6, and it's not a repeat until it gets back to day 1. So I am gonna try to brainstorm what I want to do for those classes that have already done it, yeah, whatever, so that they are doing something that is similar, but maybe a little bit above and beyond. Maybe add some instruments to it, or something like that, so that they're not like bored out of their minds. And then, of course, think about the next lesson. So hopefully I can get that all mapped out today sometime. And I brought my laminator because something tells me that I might be laminating some stuff pretty soon, and it fit right on my bag, so that was really nice. And then I also want to get started on figuring out, my violin class. It's going to start this week. I officially have one student who is in it, and I haven't even checked my box yet, and there could be more permission slips in there, but this student helped me out this morning and asked me if I wanted her to turn it in to me right now. I was like, yes, it's like Christmas. I didn't say that. But actually, she helped me get some things in my room. I'm gonna go get them. Hold on. Okay, so I was watching Pocketful of Primary's classroom tour, which I will eventually do an official classroom tour of my music room, but after seeing that, I'm like, I'm nowhere near done. Like, there's so many more things I could be doing in here to make it even better. So I will eventually get there, but right now I'm not there. So I did notice that she had these great containers, and I have some at home, but I didn't have any here at school. They were the Iris containers that are for like scrapbooking material, but they're just a really good size, like this. I mean, you could put a lot of stuff in here, but it's good to separate things out. I got 5 of these. They are currently on sale this week at Michael's for $3. So they're usually $10, and they're on sale for $3. So if you get a chance to go to Michael's, well, by the time you see this, the sale might be over. or I might have gone to all the Michaels in the world and bought them all. So yeah, I will figure out how I want to incorporate these into my room, probably on a shelf, and then putting labels like she did, because I aspire to be as organized as Michelle Foray, and I will never be as organized, but aspiring to be that organized is a really good sign that I'm trying. So I am gonna figure out where I want to put those in my room and maybe do some brainstorming on that stuff. I also want to eventually get to the recorders that are in my formerly 4th grade students' bins, and usually I have them help me clean them up and put them where they go, but if I can get a head start on that to, you know, do it for them, then I will if I have the time. That way, as you know, they're separated into new 5th grade classes, and I can get started on incorporating the recorder into their lessons, and that could be a lot of fun for them. And then, yeah, I can't think of anything else right now. If I can think of other things, I will come back and let you know. But as of now, I'm gonna have that snack, probably get another cup of coffee, and oh yeah, and I need to upload more classes into Class Dojo. So luckily, while I was sitting in the other class being a 4th grade teacher, I uploaded their class into my Class Dojo so that, you know, that was done. So that was a very productive thing to do while I was, you know, giving them their instructions and helping them out. So awesome sauce. I will check back in with you later to let you know my progress for the day. Well, I'm not 100% sure that the things that I'm doing are really very productive, but I'm running into all the little things that are starting to get on my nerves. So I did put up, let me take you over there. You know what? Hold on just a second. So basically today I put those together. I don't even know what I'm going to use them for. I just put them up there because they were in the packaging and I wanted them to be out of the packaging. I also put these containers here, and I have no idea what I'm using for. But I do love an empty box. See, there's more empty boxes. Except for this one has something in it. It's got more containers inside the container. So yeah, that's nice. And then I brought these from home because I didn't need them there anymore. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them there or if I'm gonna put them somewhere else. Oh, and here's the big version of these. They're like the magazine, you know, things. These are from IKEA, of course, because they're like super cheap. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. And now I'm about to laminate. I decided to redo all of the seating charts. I'm gonna cover the name on this. I created a seating chart with, you know, on the computer, of course, and basically it looks the same as the one I've handwritten, only now it's cuter. And I've got all the teachers on there, and I did make each grade level a different color. I didn't do any specific colors. I'm not trying to be all that specific this time around. I just want things to look pretty. But so I did make sure that they were all the same color though, because that will work really nicely. I am going to laminate them, and where did they go? Here they are. And I'm going to write in the names with these wet erase markers. That way, you know, it just looks nicer, I think, and it'll hold up all year rather than, you know, a piece of paper that's gonna get all crumbly. So if I leave it for a substitute, you know, it'll be a little bit sturdier, more sturdy, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna do the best thing ever, which is laminate those papers, and then if I can, hopefully I can get around to writing the names. If not, I'll just do each day, I'll do the classes that I have. That way I'm not overloaded with work. And it'll be a good way to practice the students' names to make sure I have them nice and solid instead of say your name. So anyways, here I go. right, I am still at school. It is 4:40 right now. It's almost 5 o'clock. I had to go to a meeting, and it was a meeting slash training something. I forgot what it's called because it's so late and I'm hungry now. I mean, it's really not that late, but whatever. It was supposed to go until 5:30, and of course it ended a little bit early because we are very efficient people here on my campus. So, of course, none of the information really pertained to me. So I was really there for moral support. Yeah, we can do it. TEKS, math, reading and writing. It's things that I can actually incorporate into my own class, but I like it to be an unforced incorporation. I don't want to have like this lesson, oh, now we're going to be doing your math lesson only with music in my class. Like, that to me is, I don't like to have to justify my subject by using other subjects. My subject is standalone, important for human growth, and we do a lot of things that incorporate math just by participating in music, and we do a lot of things that incorporate especially incorporate reading, poetry, just understanding what you're reading, comprehending. I mean, it's kind of like taking the things that you learn in your classroom, bring them into a real situation and do them on the spot. That is music. That is art. That is even PE and definitely computers. It is what, it's just kind of, let me just stand on a soapbox right now. These are the subjects that the students feel like they're getting a break from that stuff, but really they're taking all of these new things that they've learned, and when they come into these classes, they don't realize that they're incorporating all of their new knowledge into what they're doing, and that is when you see like they're growing in music or in art or any of those other subjects. They're growing each time. I mean, we only see them once every 6 days. Well, the PE teacher, he gets to see them more, so they get to do that. But it's okay. I'm going to step off the soapbox. This is getting really long. What I'm going to do is I am going to finish the seating charts because I am seriously almost done, and I just want to be done with something. So I'm going to sit down and do that, and then I am going to head out and get Killian and go home because I don't want to be here too late. I want to hang out with my son. So I will catch back up with you if there's anything interesting to tell, and if not, I will see you on Tuesday. Good morning. It is Tuesday and I forgot my lunch. Yes, that's right. I completely forgot it. I thought I had everything. I had the baby, I had my bag, I had his bag, I had my coffee, which I left in the car, by the way, and I just don't feel like going all the way up there. Anyways, forgot the lunch. I will have to come up with a different plan today, but it's gonna be a great day. It is day 5 in the rotation. I have a full schedule. This morning on our announcements, we had one of our local weathermen. He is actually coming to our school every Tuesday. I'll insert a selfie that I took with him right here. Anyways, he was super fun. He came in last minute and everything was fine. It's just traffic was a little crazy. But anyways, it was pretty cool to see, and he's just got so much energy and the kids love it. So we are just gonna have a good day because that was really exciting to see. Anyways, I brought all of these stickers from home. Oh, especially I'm okay. Especially these smiley face stickers from the Dollar Tree. They're gold. I gotta use those today for sure. Brought these to use with my planner. That's gonna help a lot. And I also brought some stickers for my Teacher 3. I'm gonna do the Teacher 3. That is, and I keep talking about her in this one, I think, but that is an idea made up by Michelle Foray from Pocketful Primary, and she's amazing. If you don't watch her channel, you need to, because you will be motivated to do all the things you can think of. I am gonna do the Teacher 3 starting this week, and that is when you pick 3 things, something for your room, something for your students, and something for yourself. So for my room, I am going to finish organizing my file cabinet. I brought these file folders from home. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I'm sure I could get some here, but I had them. They were only $1 each. I don't care. I do need to try to get some more hanging files, I believe, and that I'm going to maybe ask if we have those in the school, because those tend to be a little more expensive, and sometimes those are the things that can be provided for us. So yes, that will be for my room, because organization needs to happen. For my students, I am going to pick 5 students to write a note home, or a card. I have these cards. This one, they say just a note. These are actually from Hallmark. I think my mom gave me these. So I think they're all blank, but yeah, they are. So just a note, and then here's one with a bird on it and some music. And then this one says, every single day, do something that makes your heart sing. So all very appropriate for me. But I'm gonna pick 5 students this week to write a positive card to. And I looked it up on Pinterest to get some ideas, because I see all the kids and it makes it very hard to be able to do something for your students and not be overwhelmed. Learn to talk. Most of them say that they're doing 10 students, but I don't want to overdo it the first time around where it's like unmanageable and I'll never get it done. So I'm going to start small. I've never done anything like this before. Pick 5 students, and I'm going to write a very personalized note about their awesomeness. And then for myself, I am wearing a sheet mask every night, and my face feels so much better already. So I am definitely doing that for myself this week, as I'm not gonna skip out on that because it's my new favorite. Anyways, I am going to wash out my cup because it looks really dirty. I don't want you to see that. And grab some coffee really quick. Today on my list of things to do, other than teach all the kids, is I want to start my class-wide or grade-wide incentive. I got this idea from Miss Kodai here on YouTube, and I will see if I can manage to link her down below as well. I made these grid papers, and I am going to keep track of grade level, behavior, positivity, if you will. So if I'm going to use the word music, and so that's a possibility of 5 spots being filled in, and I'm going to color them. I know she uses stickers, but that's going to be expensive, so I'm just going to get a crayon and color it, and as they do well, it'll fill up. So If they do well that day, they don't get any letters taken away, then all 5 will be filled. But I'm hopefully gonna at least, every class, no matter what, you'll at least get 1 square filled in. But, you know, obviously life goals, it'll be more than 1. So basically I just got cut off because I was still filming and the kindergarten class was literally waiting out there. So it was like right at 8:30. Woo! Anyways, I think I was explaining this chart, and basically I got this colored Astrobite paper because it's very happy, and I'm going to glue, it's hard to like show you now, I'm gonna glue the white paper onto the cheerful paper, and I'm gonna do different colors for every grade level nonchalantly. I'm not gonna focus on, you know, kinder is red and blah blah blah. Like, I'm just gonna give them a color and call it a day, and then put the grade level at the top. And then I'm gonna color it in with a crayon. And I didn't start today. I gotta say though, with kinder, that they were a bit crazy, which is typical of kindergarten because they are just now coming out of their shells and they don't really know what's going on or what to do, and they're just trying to figure it out, and for them figuring it out looks really messy. So it's just a matter in the beginning of being a little more gentle with them, giving them more time to figure out that if I'm singing, I don't want you to talk when I'm singing. I want you to use your ears. So it's definitely not worth getting upset over. So if you find that you are getting frustrated with your kinder class, first of all, just remember it's like a whole nother animal. And if they were not in pre-K, they're going to be more difficult because they really don't know. And if they were in pre-K, they probably do have a little bit more of a foundation of listening when the teacher is talking. But you just have to realize you're teaching them more than music in the grade of kindergarten. Like, it's true with any grade, but kindergarten especially. You're teaching them how to sit quietly and listen. You're teaching them when it's appropriate to speak and appropriate to sing or appropriate to move, you know, like dancing. So keep that in mind if you find that you're getting frustrated with your kindergarten classes. It's taken me a long time to get to this point. I mean, you just have to, you know, take a big chug of patience, and we're gonna call patience coffee, which I did not get to get. So I'm gonna go get some patience in a mug right now and get ready for 3rd grade and 2nd grade, which are gonna be hopefully amazing to make up for the kitten parade I just had. They're adorable though, don't get me wrong. I do love them. And hopefully I can get started on some of my Teacher 3 things, because yeah, it's definitely want to make it a priority to do positive things. All right, coffee time. Crazy story, I was just teaching 1st grade, and right as soon as I had them all lined up and we were gonna sing hello and everything, I stepped on my toe and basically ripped most of my toenail off. And there I am standing in front of them, panicking on the inside, not on the outside. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm good. Let me get a Band-Aid." And it was the craziest thing ever. And I just had to play it cool, even though I am in pain. My toenail still hurts. I guess it's not the nail that hurts, it's the toe. Oh well. I only have 2 more classes left, but I still have to stick around basically until 6 o'clock tonight because of, what's it called? I forgot. I'll remember later. Good morning and happy Wednesday. It is the middle of the week, thank goodness. And today I have a full class load. All 6 are filled, starting with kinder, ending with 5th grade. I did bring my lunch today, so everything is gonna be okay. Yesterday was a pretty long day. Killian and I didn't get home until like 6:30 or later, I think. It took a while to get home, but today will be semi-long because it's the first day that I'm doing after school violin. So today is going to be pretty much more like a meeting and kind of going over expectations and rules and everything. So I do need to get things together for that sometime today, preferably like a PowerPoint would be nice. That way I could just have it up so that they could see it, and maybe an activity that doesn't need a violin to do. So maybe going over how to hold the bow with a pencil or a pen. Pencil would be great instead of the actual bow itself. I will have a bow that I can, let them borrow, trade off, and kind of work together. This is not closing. Maybe that, no, yes, this is a Bic top with a Papermate pen. They don't belong together. So yeah, I made sure to tell the students, the first week, if you don't have your violin yet, it's okay. You can get it for the next week, or if it takes you a couple weeks to get it all together, that's all right, because I can do some other things that kind of prep and help them get ready to actually hold the violin, and then get ready to play different, on the strings and everything like that. So that's not really a big deal. The most important part is getting them here and getting them started thinking about playing the violin and looking at music and everything like that. So I am going to prep for kinder, and if I have any time left, I am going to start working on the violin stuff for today, since that's coming up next. Tomorrow starts the new rotation, but I am repeating lessons because of extending the rotation until the day 6 or day 5 yeah, day 5 of this next coming week. So I will have a little extra time to brainstorm what I want to do next. It's good though, because some of the classes I've noticed get a little bit farther because they don't need as much reminder on how to behave or anything like that, and some classes need a little bit more love and attention, if you will, which is perfectly fine. We all learn and everything at different paces. So I am going to kind of work on that as well, hopefully a little bit, probably not too much today, but maybe jot down some notes after each class today to kind of make sure I have something to look back on and refresh my memory. And then for the teacher 3, I did find somebody yesterday that I really want to write a note for, and I showed these, but I'm going to use the Just a Note note card because she's kind of, she doesn't like to overdo things, she's very, don't look at me. So I don't want her to feel like bombarded or anything, but I had a student in 5th grade help me out by making, I don't have them over here, but the charts right here and cutting them out and gluing them on because I didn't have a chance. So I know that she's not like too keen on participating, so I gave her a job to do. And then when it was time to do the first activity, which ended up being the only activity for that class, I had her be my partner because she doesn't like working with others. So because it was me, she kind of had to do it. There wasn't any like leeway. But at first she just seemed like, okay, like whatever, I'll just do it, but I'm not gonna really have any fun. But I noticed she was smiling, and whenever she didn't know I was looking, she had like that smirk of happiness on her face. So I'm gonna just write her kind of a thank you note. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for being my partner in the game. And something just not too, it's very nonchalant, just acknowledging she was helpful. That way maybe next time she'll think to herself, hey, that was, what I did was a good thing, and I was noticed, somebody noticed me. So yeah, hopefully that works out. And I need to look for 4 other students to write my cards to. So hopefully today there'll be a few that stand out to me for various reasons, whether they need a pick-me-up, like, hey, you're doing a good job, or if they're already awesome and I just need to let them know, because it kind of, they kind of slip through the cracks. If they're awesome, you don't have time to let everybody know how great they are. You're just like, okay, good job, everybody, and move on with your life, right? But sometimes they need to be reminded, you know, that they're doing everything you need them to do and more. So I'm gonna get started on that, but first I'm gonna go get some coffee, so don't judge me. I need the coffee more than anything, so here I go. I just have to pop on here to express how excited I am about the violin class, because I already have 4 now. I have 4 permission slips, and they're all talking about how they're getting their violins, and there are some other kids that are like, oh, can I still do it? And I'm like, yeah, we haven't even started. I'm just so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. Good morning. It is Thursday. I am super excited. I walked in, I'm here a bit early, and I'm super happy for that, because I feel like I'm not really getting enough time to do the things that I want to do in my room to prep for the students and to prep for the lessons and whatnot. So I walked up, and as soon as I got here, I have a student chasing me down, wanting to give me her permission slip to be in violin. So that brings my total to 9, which is a huge difference from last year. Last year there was 1 student who joined the violin class, and now I am at 9 this year. It was taught by somebody else last year who's actually a violinist first. Like, that's his instrument. But there's something about when the actual music teacher of the school teaches the after-school program, the kids get a little bit more excited. So I'm really happy to see that participation going up because of me teaching the class. And I am starting, well, I'm repeating, if you will, last week's lessons, or going, you know, to the next step of last week's lessons, depending on the class. So I am going to put together these boxes for the kinder of various instruments so that they can explore, because that's something I really wanted to do this year, that I got out of my ORF training at the end of last year, is the idea of letting the students explore. And they're always asking me about playing the instruments anyways, so I'm gonna set a timer and let them explore in these boxes, and then they'll learn how to clean it up, and we'll put them away and move on with our lesson. So I'm thinking probably about 7 to 10 minutes of exploration will probably be good enough for them, and I hope that it goes well. This will be my first time to do it. So I did get some boxes for that in the summertime right before school started, and I am gonna go throw those boxes together and just put some random things in there, and that way I could see what it is that they do with them, because that's kind of interesting to see their creativity blossom, if you will. So I'm gonna get that done and get ready for kinder, and I'll catch back with you. And I'll check back in. I'll check back in with you after kinder as I am preparing for the rest of the day. Good morning. It is Friday. It is super early, it feels like, even though it's just normal. It's like 7:30 or something like that. You might have noticed that yesterday's vlog activity was very minimal. yesterday was extremely stressful, and it really was all stemming from myself. It had almost nothing to do with students at all. It was completely just how I felt reacting to it and how my technology was not working. So my first class of the day, the kinders, there was a very interesting young child in that class, and we got off to a rocky start, but it all worked out in the end, and I'm really glad for that. In fact, the end of this story, like fast forward all the way to the end of the day yesterday, the same little boy that caused the most trouble in the beginning, he just absolutely had to hug me before he jumped into his car to go home, and that just made me so happy, and it made me realize that probably the next time around, when he comes to my class, he will probably behave a little bit differently. I feel like he wasn't sure if he could trust the situation of coming into a music classroom. Maybe he didn't really enjoy it that first time. Or was that the third time I saw him? I think that might have been the third time that I saw him, and maybe the first couple of times he wasn't really sold on it. And I mean, there are a lot of other factors involved as far as just what he personally is going through, and just trying to figure out how to be a student. And I mean, they're so young, and some of them come with more baggage than others, so it's really not his fault. He's still learning. They're all still learning, especially in kinder. So I am just, it does make me feel good as far as just how he behaved towards me at the end of the day, just making sure to come and find me. I mean, he doesn't really talk. He's not really, doesn't really have many words that he can say or that he can verbalize how he's feeling. So there is that. I did have like this huge migraine all night. As far as my technology, I was saying, I set all of my alarms. I'm an alarm person. I need a timer to go off, and I'm not the only teacher that's like that. I'm sitting like this because I'm wearing my school shirt. So, so if you're wondering, I'm the kind of teacher that needs an alarm to go off, and I set my alarms to go off 5 minutes before the students need to be, heading out the door, because they're needing to go. Most of them are going from my class to lunch. There's a couple of classes that do that, and there's just no leeway time in their schedule, and I completely understand that, and that's why I set the timers, because I know I will go over, and teachers like their lunchtime, right? So if the students are late, then the teachers are late. And I felt so bad because there were a few, there were the two classes that really affected it. My timers were not going off all day, and I set them, and then I checked them like multiple times to make sure that I had set them. So I'm gonna have to really pay close attention today and see if they are working. I honestly have no idea what was going on, and that just ruined the day for me, because I felt so stressed out knowing that I'm making these teachers late for their lunchtime, and it's not right. So hopefully that won't happen today, because it's just an awful feeling when a teacher is obviously very stressed out that they are going to get less time to themselves, which during the day you don't get very much time to yourself. So staying on my toes with that one. Yeah, the the exploration boxes in kinder worked out really well. It was extremely loud, like I knew it would be, and in fact I need to take some Advil or something, because like I would just say that I had a migraine all last night. But I think that they got a lot out of it, as far as it fulfills that want of them to play instruments as soon as they walk in this room. They're just like, oh, instruments, I have to play it. So I did notice that they were more able to follow my instructions after that time was done, because I had given them a chance. So next rotation, and that's going to actually start on day 5, I might have the first graders do that, because I didn't let them do that last year. I didn't have that as an option. So I might incorporate that into my first grade class for a few weeks, just to give them that time to play the instruments. Two of the instruments broke, but they were both fixable. But I might have to take those specific kinds of instruments out because they're easily breakable. They're not treating them, with the gentlest hands, we'll say. And I need to choose instruments that'll hold up a little bit better. And honestly, I think I might go to the Dollar Tree and get some of those little toy instruments to go in, because they're young. So the whole point is to just explore and play around. So I might get some toy instruments to put in there as well, or maybe even order with some funds. Maybe I can order some of those colorful shakers and little things. So when I worked at Gymboree playing music, and they have instruments that are very colorful and geared towards younger people. So that might be good to put those kinds of instruments in those boxes. So that's something I could definitely do. That's the first bell. I got these awesome things, these sticky clips per pocket full of primaries advice. So that's what I'm going to use today to stick up my incentive charts, my grade level incentive charts. So hopefully that works out really well. I'm going to probably put them in between that door back there and the movement sign. That way they don't blow away every time the door opens. And I don't know if I'm going to even get to finish my Teacher 3 today. It's Friday, it's the end of the week, and I only wrote one card to a student. But you know what? This is new for me, so if I don't get to follow through this time, then each week I will get better at it. If there's just not enough time I feel like I thought of it kind of late anyways. So I'm putting that face mask though, the sheet mask on my face every night. I'm not wearing any makeup except for eyebrows today. I have deemed this No Fuss Friday, so I hope everybody else is having a wonderful No Fuss Friday today as well. And I definitely have not finished my file cabinet this week. So that's gonna be a running Teacher 3, we'll say. So I might just repeat my Teacher 3 from this week, next week, and give it another try. So I am going to do all those wonderful things I do in the morning to get ready for everything to occur, and find that Advil or a leave or whatever. And yeah, I will check back in with you guys later and let you know how everything's going. Hopefully I can feel good enough to check in more than I did yesterday, which was like none. So all right, here's to a fabulous Friday.
All right, sticky clips are officially the best thing ever, because this is super cute now, and I'm all right with this. This is cool. I don't have to laminate everything now. And they just stick right up there, right? And then you just stick this in there. I have heard that sometimes papers will slide out, and I can tell that if it's too heavy, then it will slide out. And I just tried it with something that I had in a one of those plastic sleeves, and not only is that too heavy, but it's also slippery. So you really can't use these with things that are laminated, or if it's too heavy or too slippery. So that would be my advice. But I mean, honestly, this is great. I'm gonna sticky clip my entire room.
Carpet update. Not doing it anymore. Can't stand how they are pulling up the carpets and pulling out all the ribbons and stuff, so carpets are gone. Oh well. Okay, so it's 4:30 on Friday, which means school is over. Even violin class, which was amazing. I did have my 9 students today, all came, and I had one student right before the class, or during 5th grade, which is the last class, so right before the class, they asked if it was too late, and I said no. They said that they could come today, but they didn't have, I don't think they had the permission slip, so I think they'll be joining us next week. So that's good because it's still early in the game, so no big deal. I had a pretty good day today, so I don't think it was as bad as yesterday because my alarms were going off just fine, and that's the main thing that really bugged me yesterday. It made it very difficult to stay calm, and because I just thought I was like, you know, getting on everybody's nerves for not having their classes ready, but it's gonna be okay, and you just move on. But I did have a lot of fun with some of my classes today. We, you know, really got to do all of the things that I had wanted to do with our activities and everything, and just ended it really strong. So I do feel really good about that. And then violin was just amazing. You know, they're just excited about it, and gosh, I'm just so tired now though. So I think what I'm going to do is finish cleaning up around here because I definitely don't want to have to arrive on Monday and just like be upset that I have to clean everything. So just kind of spruce up the place really quick, putting things where they belong, and then I'll go and get Killian and start my weekend. So if I don't jump on here to explain anything anymore today, then it's because I'm really tired. So in case I don't see you again, go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, if you watched all the way to the end, and leave me a comment if you'd like. If you have any questions, or if you see something, or if I talk about anything that you want me to, I guess, elaborate on, just let me know, and I'll probably reply back because I have so much time. Not true, but I'll probably reply back. And I hope that you all are having a great weekend, because by the time you see this, it will be, you'll be in the weekend. So yeah, anyways, until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.